Good morning, people. It's nice to see you again for a new video. Today, I'm showing my face, so that's going to be something new that you're going to see in our videos. So the question for today would be, which are the words? These are some words we learned before, and the idea would be like to review them, just to remember what they were. So let's see, the first one. We have it here. Which one is it? Do you remember the name? It's a vegetable, right? It's a cabbage. That's correct. Okay, now let's go with the next one. We have a pumpkin. After that one, we have a cucumber. Next, we have tissues. After that, something we usually do at home to help out is do chores. Make a fire, right, when needed, like when they did it long time ago, right? Also wash dishes and a first aid kit. Very useful nowadays. Okay, what do these people here have? They have a cough. That's correct, a cough. Okay, and the other guy? What does he have? What do you think he has? Okay, it's a sneeze, right? He's sneezing. Okay, the other guy looks like you. Probably very famous. That's correct, famous. Okay, and finally, okay, so over there we have a lot of people doing exercise. For sure, they are all, yes, you're right, they are athletes. Yes, they're athletes. Excellent. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. So as I was telling you, we're doing a review. Units 5 and 8 that we have been seeing from 5 to 8 through 8 that we have been seeing in these days, okay? So let's see. Here's a reading. Food, farming, and health now and then, right? Now and then. Okay. Farming, food, and health have changed a lot with time. Long ago, people would depend a lot on their farms. They would open holes on the ground with sticks in order to plant some seeds. They would do this before winter started, so the rain would water the plants. Later on, they would weed the plants and move the soil, right? They would move the soil. Fruits and vegetables were tastier and healthier than now. Nowadays, people depend on corporate farms or supermarkets, and usually the farms where the food is grown use a lot of chemicals that make you sick, get stomach aches, headaches, among others. You have the biggest vegetables ever, but food is not better than the one from the past. These are some reasons why you should buy in local markets or grow them yourself. Which do you think is the best or the worst food, in your opinion? Which is the greatest vegetable or fruit you have seen? Okay, so after looking at this text, as you might see, you identified we're talking about food, farming, and we're reviewing some vocabulary and some grammar that was important for these units we addressed. So for example, you can see in bold here, we have would, right? Would, usually applied to when you're talking about what people had to do in the past when they had a particular situation, right? Another thing that you're going to identify is that we're using comparatives. Tastier and below, I also had healthier than, right? Because we're making a comparison. So tasty and healthy end with a Y. Reason why they drop the Y and it changes to IER. And we say healthier than. Now, you always have a reference point, right? Now, here we have nowadays people depend on corporate farms, etc. And we had stomach aches, headaches. Remember that if talking about chemicals, you can have different illnesses, but also you can get injuries when planting or other things, right? In this case, I was using these ones regarding injuries or illnesses, more illnesses, right? And we're using superlatives. The biggest. Big is a one syllable word. Reason why we double the consonant and we use EST to talk about being the number one. And we use the before it. The biggest. The biggest. Okay? And we don't have another reference point. Why? Because it's the number one. And then we have a comparative, but food is not better than the one from the past, right? Remember that better is a comparative adjective for good, right? It's irregular, so that's why it changes. And finally, we have one reflexive pronoun, yourself, right? Yourself. Now, in the other two questions, we also have good, but in the superlative. Instead of better, we're saying the best. Instead of saying bad, we're saying the worst. It's another superlative, right? Irregular, the same thing. And finally, we have the great. From great, we only add est and the before it, right? Which is the greatest vegetable. We're making a question using superlatives. Okay, so there we're reviewing a little bit the main topics that we learned about in the past units, right? So let's check. Order the sentences. Let's see. We have number one. Let's take a look. You farmers markets or prefer supermarkets do what? Okay, so it would be something like, what do you prefer? Farmer markets or supermarkets? The second one. More planting ago difficult was long? Pause the video and write it down. Try to solve it. Okay, now that we're back, let's check. Planting was more difficult long ago. Okay, now let's see the other one. So, should care themselves people and of eat healthy take. Oh my god. Pause the video, write it down. Okay, now that you're ready, let's check. People should take care of themselves and eat healthy. Themselves. Notice that in the plural we use the, right? Themselves. We don't use the F. Okay, let's go to number 4. So number 4 says, these cucumbers are the worst in the farm. Okay, so that's it. So thank you for your attention. I hope to see you in another video with Learning English with Teacher Danny. Take care.